Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is April 11th, 2023. And I'm going to go back in the history books and talk about the death of the rapper Proof from D12, Eminem's childhood friend, who was fatally shot outside of a nightclub on April 11th, 2006, after a dispute with a man named Keith Bender. And no doubt there's another ritual sacrifice, but it's a lot to cover. So I just want to get right to it, because I mean this is like a pure example of how they're sacrificing rappers. You know, we've shown a lot of examples, but this one is flooded with the numbers. It's no denying who's behind this, and there's no denying what really happened to this rapper, if in fact he was murdered. You know, something that I noticed, if you're trying to learn how to do this, and all you have to do is read these articles, because whoever's writing these articles are pretty much letting you know about the ritual. They're putting out the playbook in plain sight. Of course, most people don't know what's going on, so they don't know how to read, but in between the lines. But all the details that this person right here, that what's his name, Golf Boucher. All the details that he mentioned in this article are all synced up with the death of Proof. All right? Look at the first paragraph. He wrote, 3 months ago, the rapper Proof stood and gave the best man's toast at the wedding of Eminem, adding another scrapbook moment to a long friendship that had begun when both were children in Detroit dreaming of stardom. That toast would be one of the pair's last shared moments. So he opened up this article by talking about Eminem's wedding and how Proof was at the wedding, right? So look at this. So you look up the date that Eminem got married, and notice here he got married on January 14th, 2006 to Kim Scott. Now, I guess he remarried her because the original marriage was on June 14th, 1999. So I guess he remarried her on January 14th, and that was the day that Proof was at the wedding, because he died. It says here that he died just months after, right? It says 3 months ago, right? So this was the wedding that he attended on January 14th. And just think about how that date is written, right? 114. January 14th, the date of Eminem's wedding. And then he ends up dying on April 11th of that same year. The other date that can be written, 114, right? April 11th, 11/4. So you see how they're basically letting you know about the ritual, how this stuff is being orchestrated and planned. So not only is Eminem's wedding planned, but also the death of Proof is planned. They chose the perfect date, and of course they had Proof as the best man because he was going to be murdered on January 4 on April 4 April 11th on 11/4. So everything about these celebrities is planned and perfectly scripted. From the wedding to the ritual sacrifice to their musical career. And like I said, if you read more into this article, it'll tell you even more about the details. Notice the second paragraph. Proof, whose real name was Deshaun Holton, died early Tuesday morning after being shot in the head at a club on Detroit's 8 Mile Road, a thoroughfare he and Eminem made famous to rap fans. And just think about it. He died near 8 Mile Road, and this is the rapper that was in the film 8 Mile with Eminem. What a coincidence. Police had a few details on Tuesday. The department spokesman James Tate said that the shooting at the Triple C nightclub began after an argument, and that an unidentified man was also shot in the head but had survived. Yeah, that unidentified man was a man named Keith Bender, whose name equals 101 and 56. Like how this shooting happened on the 101st day of the year, April 11th. And 56, we know how that connects to the Society of Jesus. That guy that's supposed to be shot, Proof, also ended up dead. So we're going to look at his death and how his death lined up with Eminem and Proof. So these are the details that they're giving us, right? That this writer is talking about, right? The wedding. We saw how Proof's death is connected to the wedding, right? Perfect date. The wedding was on a perfect day. His death was on a perfect date. Identical days. Right, 11/4, 11/4. And they talk about the shooting that happened at the nightclub, right? And we're gonna talk about that because, well, actually, we can talk about it now, so that way we don't forget. So that shooting, like I said, it happened on April 11th, 2006. Notice it happened on Eminem's 177th day of his age. Eminem was born on 10/17/1972. And from his birthday to the death of Proof, 177 days. And from Proof's birthday, notice he has that 10/2 birthday, like 102. You know, slavery and the N-word is 102. From Proof's birthday to his demise is 191 days. And notice in Gematria, the D Jesuit order is 177. And Society of Jesus is 191. And Society of Jesus is just another name for the Jesuit order. So he's dead on Eminem's 177th day of his age and 191 days after his own birthday. And notice at the time of his demise, Eminem was 34 years old. Notice the name Proof is 34 and Proof was 32, like the headline said. And he died, and the name Eminem equals 32, like Negro. And no, remember what else is 34, right? Murder and rapper. Eminem was 34, Proof was 32. The gematria values of the opposite of their names. Right? Eminem is not 34, but Eminem is 32, like the age of Proof. And Proof is not 32, he's actually 34. The name of Proof equals 34, like the age of Eminem at the time of his death. So it's really precise how they do this stuff. Right, so that's his death. That was his demise on April 11th. It happened on the perfect days, synced up with the Jesuit order and the Society of Jesus, which is the same thing. Now, talking about Keith Bender, right? So the name Keith Bender is 56. And if you read further into the article, they also talk about let's go to this paragraph. So this paragraph here, put it right at the top. It says, he was famous, though, as a friend to Eminem and a constant presence in the superstar's life and work. That included a role in the Eminem music video, Like Toy Soldiers. Proof is shown as a gunshot victim undergoing surgery while an old friend frets in the corridor and raps about the violent rivalries that haunt hip-hop. I mean, just think about it. In the music video, Like Toy Soldiers, he was shot and killed, just like how he was shot and killed in real life. If you watch Like Toy Soldiers, which came out 56 weeks before his demise, he was having a dispute with a guy outside of a club and then ended up getting shot, just like how he did in real life. And keep in mind that Like Toy Soldiers, like I said, it came out 56 weeks before his death. So what are the odds that this music video shows him getting shot outside of a club and then he ends up getting shot outside of a club in real life, supposedly? I mean, I'll just show you how scripted this stuff is. But notice the song Like Toy Soldiers came out on March 15th, 2005, which was before his death because he died on 4/11/06. Right? So 3/15. The song Like Toy Soldiers comes out. And notice from that date to his demise, down here, 56 weeks. And notice, like I said, Society of Jesus is 56. The name Keith Bender is also 56. And this is the guy that supposedly killed him. This is the guy that supposedly had the argument around. Who also died, you know. Let me just look up his death date because I don't think I did that. I think he died like a few days after. So see that Bender, who was 35, you know, rap, Spengali is all 35. The name D12 is also 35. And just think about the mockery too, though. If you notice this article by the LA Times, notice what day they put it out. They put it out on 4/12. And this article is about a rapper that he was a member of the group D12, and D is the fourth letter, right? 4/12. And on 4/12, they're talking about his demise on LA Times. It's writing about his death on 4/12, D12. It's just a coincidence, right? Yeah, but this guy died on April 18th. Let me just see how this lines up with the death. I don't think I'll find his date of birth, though. He was 35, according to this So this was the guy that supposedly killed him. Okay. So he was born on February 1st. I'm assuming this is him because he died in Michigan, Detroit. Yeah, I mean this most likely is the guy that involved in the shooting. Okay, so 2-1. So he died. He shot. He killed. He was born the 32nd day of the year. Like how he killed that. He killed Proof at the age of 32. But he killed Proof 69 days after his own birthday, and then he died on the 18th, which means he died 76 days after his birthday. Did they leave in 257 days left in the year? The blood sacrifice number. Let's see, 10-2. Name is Keith L. Bender. Just take a look at his name real quick. He died at the age of 35. The rap number. Oh, look, his name is 69. And he died, and like I said, he killed Proof 69 days after his birthday. And the name Keith L. Bender Jr. equals 69 like Society of Jesus. His name is also 84 like the Jesuit Order. And, that 141 stands out because it's just a reshuffling of the date, April 11th, right? But I'm moving on. So, again, the article talks about the wedding, talks about the shooting that happened outside the nightclub, and we see how all that stuff is perfectly lined up with the death of Proof. Excuse me. What else? And the song Like Toy Soldiers, which portrayed, like I said, it came out 56 weeks before his demise, which connects to the Jesuit Order. And in the music video, if you watch it, it shows Eminem as a child, Proof as a child playing with toys. Here they are. And then eventually him getting shot and then dying, right? And again, all this happened. This music video came out before he died, and in the music video, he dies the same way he died in real life. Now, look at this, and this is what brings it all together, right? So, D12, he was a member of D12, and D12, the group, they put out a few albums, right? Their debut album was called Devil's Night, which released on June 19th, 2001. And which, if you measure from the date of the release to his death, is 251 weeks. Ritual Sacrifice is 251. Now, the group also had this album released on April 27th, 2004, called D12 World. And from the release of this album to his demise, 102 weeks. Like how the news of his death was reported on the 102nd day of the year, on 4/12, D12. The guy was born on 10/2, and we know nigger and slavery are both 102. Now, Proof, he also put out this album all on his own, not with the group D12. This was his solo album, and just notice the image of this. He's hugging a corpse. Name of this album was called "Searching for Jerry Garcia." Came out 35 weeks before his demise. It released on August 9th, 2005. 35 weeks before he died. We know Rap is 35. The person that killed him is supposed to be 35 years old. The name of the album also has that 130 gematria, like human sacrifice. And the term assassin has gematria of 101 and 411. Right? Today's the 101st day of the year, 4/11, April 11th. Today's the anniversary of his death. And we know Detroit, Michigan has the gematria of 83 like murder. So these are the key details about this man's death, right? So his death synced up perfectly with the wedding that he attended to, which was probably the last time they both had any, It was the last time they shared a moment together. It was at his wedding, which was on 11/4, on January 14th, on 1/14. And like I said, his stuff synced up perfectly with the birthdays of Eminem and also with his own birthday, showing who's really behind his death. All right, the predicted programming in the song "Like Toy Soldiers," the guy dies 56. The song comes out 56 weeks before his death. Dies the same way that he died in real life. Same thing they did with There was another rapper that they put his death exactly the same way. I don't remember exactly who it was, but there was another rapper that his death was perfectly shown on a music video, just like how he was going to die in real life. They love to do this stuff, the predictive program, because again, they have to tell you. They have to tell you. It's just that they know that people are gonna brush it off as coincidence. Oh, it's a coincidence that he died in the music video like Toy Soldiers. It's a coincidence that I'm on 412. The rapper from D12 is in the headlines. That is cool, but I don't think there's nothing to it. That's why this stuff continues to go on, though. And they're getting away with murder, literally. Don't matter how many examples we show. So let's see what else the article talks about, because I don't think I read the entire article. So the wedding, the shooting. Proof was sitting next to Eminem during that interview. Okay, so this is another detail that I didn't look into. So there seems to be an interview. So let's see where they start talking about that at. Actually, let's start at the top. So the wedding, the shooting. He was dead on arrival at the St. John's Corner Creek, a clinic near the nightclub, according to Wendy Berry, St. John Health System spokeswoman. The second man, 35, remained in critical condition, which he died. Notice their ages combined equals 67, like blood sacrifice. So most likely, if they both did die, most likely they were blood sacrifice. I just don't know how they get the people to cooperate with it and execute this. I don't know how they're executing this stuff, because this stuff is truly mind blowing. How this stuff is being executed so perfectly. Maybe it's just false reporting. Maybe they're just telling us this, but maybe it didn't happen this way. But man, it's just so perfect, man. It says here that the news is another blow for Eminem, who recently did a drug rehab stint and last week filed for divorce, signaling a quick and bruising end to his bid to reunite with ex-wife Kim Mathers. Didn't he just marry on? Oh, whatever. Okay, so he got divorced. Okay, so Improve Eminem had a friend who stood by him. Okay, so he was his friend. We know that. And keep in mind that Detroit's on the 42nd parallel. This is the guy with the 10-2 birthday. Okay, so Proof was sitting next to Eminem during that interview. When asked if he worried that Eminem might forget his friend, Proof said, "Never. Nothing's changed between us. We still go to Burger Kings and Taco Bells and wear Nikes. I knew we would make an album together." I don't think they did, though. Proof was a member of D12. Yeah, there they are reminding us. D12, 412. Like the date. The hip-hop collective that included his friend Eminem and other rhymers on the Detroit scene. Their debut album, you see how they mentioned their debut album? It's because the debut album, like I said, it came out 251 weeks before his demise, and Ritual Sacrifice is 251. So like I said, whoever's writing this article is letting you know all the details about the ritual. So they bring up his debut album, the debut album of D12, called Devil's Night in 2001, was viewed by Eminem's fame. And they followed it up with the 2004 release, D12 World, you see? And D12 World was also synced up with his death, came out 102 weeks before he died. Right, the N-word and slavery is both on all too. And then it says that last year, Proof released his solo album, Searching for Jerry Garcia, which came out 35 weeks before his death. Proof also had a part in the film 8 Mile, and then he ended up there on 8 Mile Road. And then he says, and then they talk about the song, Like Toy Soldiers, which he died, and then died the same way in real life. So that's what I said. And that's the end of the article. So whoever's writing these articles are letting you know about the ritual. So if you're trying to learn how to do this stuff, just read the article. Try to pick an article like the L.A. Times, New York Times, TMZ, CNN, like those big outlets, because those are the ones that usually put the truth right in front of you. I get it. No, a lot of people don't understand how this stuff is going on, or understand that this stuff is going on. Period. They're just taking it for face value, not looking into it, and that's why this stuff is going over people's heads. But if you know what's going on, all you have to do is read the article and measure. Right? Why are they bringing up his first album? Why are they bringing up Eminem's wedding? And then you'll see how perfectly synced up all this stuff is. His wedding on 11/4, him dying on his wedding, Eminem's wedding on 1/14, and then he dying on 11/4. And like I said, he died while Eminem was 34. And we know rapper and murder are both 34. But I think it's truly remarkable how they, because like, did they tell Keith Bender, go shoot him? And was Keith Bender in the military? I mean, come on. So this is, I'm assuming this is the guy that shot him. So, but this is what I mean. Like, are they telling Keith Bender, this guy right here, go outside the nightclub, shoot Proof, he's also going to shoot you and kill you? Like, who's going to participate in that? That's why this stuff is hard for me to believe that these people are actually dying. Like, I feel like there's no doubt that the ritual is going on, but it's hard for me to believe that people are participating and committing suicide, basically. Because I know these people know. I mean, how can they not know? So Keith Bender they just got lucky and got Keith Bender to get the fuck out of here. Like, these people know what's going on, man. I'm willing to believe that it's more like it's false reporting. They're just reporting that Keith Bender died and Proof died, and probably they're not dead at all. That's the only thing. That's the only logical explanation I have. Because I'm like, why would this man commit suicide? Because he kills Proof, Proof kills him. They're both dead now. Why would anybody do that? I don't know. It's just whatever. But then we measure the dates and we see how it's all a Jesuit ritual. I want to read more into this Keith Bender guy. I want to, because I'm fucking confused, man. I don't know how they doing this shit, man. The proof is in the pudding. Just ask Deshaun Holton. And he gets shot by a military man. Look, I'm throwing up the devil horns, right? Yep, there's still a lot of unanswered questions, How are they getting people to participate in this? If they are really dying, is what I mean. And the guy has a gravesite, so. Born on the 32nd day of the year, then dies on April 18th, 76 days after his birthday. We know Negro, Rasta, slave, all 76. Here we go with the mocking tongue. The mocking tongue, like Jim Carrey said. Are they mocking us? Are they just, all this stuff is just a lie? It could be. All this stuff could just be a big lie. Because I don't know how else to explain this. Like, how would they be executing this stuff? They get a military guy to commit suicide. How do you convince a 35-year-old military man that, he needs to die at 35? I don't know. But one thing's for sure, they are lying, and the Jesuits are behind this. Whether proof is dead or not, the official story is not true. It's all false. What really happened to Detroit's proof, we will never really know, because we're not on the inside. But one thing's for sure, this man did not get killed over no dispute outside of a nightclub. If he did get killed, it was the Jesuit order behind it. But I don't know how they got Keith Bender to participate. That's the only thing I'm like. But nonetheless, R.I.P. to Proof, and R.I.P. to Keith Bender as well. But I'll leave it there. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.